What's up, everybody? This particular topic is rare. You really don't see too much content about how to identify if he's husband material. There's so much content about her being ready, her to be found, and how to identify if this is wifey material. But let's talk about how to identify if this is husband material. And I think this is a needed discussion because I feel like some of my sisters are like, okay, listen, I love Jesus. I'm striving to be a Proverbs 31 woman. I want to be kingdom. But Lord, if another man breaks my heart, they're going to have to catch these hands. Because like these dudes out here, they don't even give you butterflies no more. We're not talking about butterflies. They more like mosquitoes. They just like sucking the life out of you. This is why I always say discernment is so needed, because discernment removes presentation. I don't know if you discovered, but people love to come at you wearing masks. And it just takes the right amount of time, the right pressure, the right situation, the right circumstance for you to discover this individual was wearing a mask the whole time. Maybe they didn't change. It's just that their mask fell off. I need discernment. I want to know the difference between the fake and the real. I want to know the difference in him being interested and him just wanting entertainment. I need to know the difference. Is he an enterprise or just a recreation? When he's an enterprise, this means this brother means business. But when he's a recreation, he just want to play with your mind, your time, your body, your emotions, your thoughts. And I'm tired of that. I promise. They're gonna catch these hands. So let's start this conversation by talking practical and then biblical. I'm not a woman, but if I was, the practical trait that I would be looking for would be number one, consistency. I need this brother to be consistent, because inconsistency points to the lack of his ability to finish. And if we're gonna do forever, ever, till death do us part, I want to know that this man is a finisher. I want to know that he is able to complete something. Listen, when Jesus was on the cross and he took his last breath, he said, "It is finished." So this lets me know one sign of a kingdom man is this man has the ability to finish. Some of us have entertained so many inconsistent people that I bet this is our posture. If you're gonna be a fool, at least be consistent. If you're gonna be a liar, at least be consistent. What messes me up is those spurts of potential that shows that you could do better. That's what messes you up, because bipolar leadership heightens anxiety. Ever so often you reveal that you can do better, and that's what's frustrating. That's what makes me just I need for you to be consistent. What was the last thing you finished? You working? How long have you been at that job? You've had 4 jobs in the last 4 years? Why? I'm not judging. I just want to know why. Did you finish school? I'm not judging. Things happen. I just want to know why. I need consistency, and that's what I would look for. Don't just be a ride or die chick and you out here questioning like, man, I'm just so faithful. I'm so ride or die. Why won't they stick with me? Before you ride, I need you to pray on this first, because if I haven't got heaven's confirmation, I don't need to be put in any type of heart situation that's going to confuse my heart. Enough with that. You're going to catch these hands. And don't just be riding. Ride and ask questions. And if it don't make sense, and if you're not getting clarity, and there's not a clear destination of where we going, I need you to have enough confidence and enough freedom and be so secure where you can say, pull over, brother, pull over, let me out. I know that you have plans, I know that you have a love story for me, but here's a plot twist. Pull over, let me out. That's just practical. I need you to be consistent. From a spiritual side, I want you to consider, before God ever gave Eve to Adam, he gave Adam work. He gave him a job, a legal one. I'm gonna leave that alone. He told him to dress and keep the garden. This has a twofold meaning. Instead of you looking at his body and his bank, I need you to look at the state of his garden, because the garden is symbolic of this man is in his assignment. He is in his assignment, and he is fulfilling his assignment, and he's working. He's doing something that God has called him to do. And then B, the garden is symbolic of intimacy with the Lord. Adam knew the Lord so much so that when God was walking in the garden in the cool of the day, he was able to recognize the sound of the Lord. I need you to look at this man's garden. What is that? His assignment. What is he killing for the kingdom? Number 2, he has a relationship with the Lord. Unmowed gardens house snakes. And then you just hopped over there and you got in this man's garden without praying, without observing the state of it, and then you wonder why you're getting bit by insecurity, bit by insomnia, bit by heart pain, bit by headaches. It's because you did not pause and see, A, practically, is this man consistent? And B, does this man know his assignment? And does he know the the one who gave his assignment. Adam was not lonely. There's a difference in being alone and lonely. When you are alone, this means you have mastered playing your solo. When you are lonely, this means you won't even play your solo because you want to do it. I need this brother to be in his assignment before I ever arrive. Him not being ready is not your problem to fix. That's not your problem. God changes people, not you. This means I'm about to lose some followers. This means you might need to update your hell no list. Hell no, you do not have access to my mind. Hell no, you do not have access to confuse me. Hell no, you do not have access to my emotions. I'm not entertaining that. I want a relationship that heaven endorses and hell fears. So you might need to, update your hell no list. Another trait of husband material, he's a protector. Men really protect what they love. It's not necessarily about how he spends time with you or how much money he spends on you or him talking to you. Men, when they really love something, they protect it. If he loves his car, he protects it. He washes it, you can't eat in it. He parks it way back in the parking lot where nobody can bump it. If he loves his firearms, he probably has a safe or somewhere in his house where it's safely secured and can't anybody mess with it because he protects it. Because when you really love a thing, you protect it. So let's switch spiritually. How can you protect her? How about let's start with protecting her spirit? Tell the truth. And another way that you can protect her spirit is by not entertaining other spirits. Another trait of a husband, he's a servant. He's serving somewhere in his church, in his community, on his job. He does something extra that reveals to you that he's a servant, because marriage is forever, ever. And you don't want to be with a man who thinks you should serve him, but he never should serve you. There should be some type of service in this man's life. Is he an usher? Is he work the audio at church? Is there any signs that this man shows you that he will serve you? And he's not getting paid to do it. This is just something that he does because he's a servant. Look for that. This is just some good wisdom right here. And a lot of people keep asking the questions like, man, why do I keep attracting the wrong ones? I want to ask you a question. Do you keep attracting the wrong ones, or do you keep choosing the wrong ones? It is possible for you to want it so bad that you overlook the red flags. Number 4, this is more spiritual. He's a washer. Love your wives like Christ loved the church, gave himself up for her, presenting to himself a church without spot, blemish, or wrinkle. When he sees your spots, when he sees your wrinkles, when he sees your blemishes, does he wash them or does he cause them? Because there are a lot of brothers that are like, man, I would never lay no hands on a woman. That's weak. I'll never lay no hands on a woman. I'll never touch a woman. But you're verbally abusing her though. Like, why is it we don't think verbal abuse is just as bad as physical abuse? And this man should be washing stains, not causing stains. What does that look like naturally? If you have an overspending issue, he'll help you. Hey, you said you wanted to stop eating out. Remember, we're not eating out tonight. I need you to cook, prepare you something. I'm gonna hold you accountable. Last 2, he's a student. This man studies you. He could just look at you and tell when something's off. Because real husband material, he doesn't pursue to catch. Pursuing is his character. And last one, he loves Jesus. There's just a level of love that you can't expect to receive if this man does not love the Lord. This is Redefined TV, where we're redefining relationships righteously.